What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you ended up watching the video from yesterday, you ended up taking the trade from yesterday, you know that played out extremely well. Exactly what we mentioned would happen, happened. And besides that, I even posted the entries as I promised on Twitter. So first of all, if you did, drop a comment down below, drop a like if you made money watching my videos. It really does mean a lot. Like, after all, I show up every single day to YouTube just making my call on what is likely to happen in the markets, and I've been doing it for a few years now, to be honest. But the amount of views that we get is honestly hasn't grown pretty much one bit. So if you can show a little bit of support, help us blow up, help share the power of this simple system out to other people, it would be greatly appreciated, and it does keep me motivated to just keep coming back every single day to make these videos. But with that out of the way, like, shout out to Dennis, shout out to Crypto Hustler. Both of you, like, if you guys ever make any profits, or if you guys ever find that, you know, you're doing good thanks to what you've learned from these free videos, then shout me out on Twitter. I am going to see it, and if I see it, I am going to I'm going to show some love. But with that out of the way, like, let's talk about the daily setup for Bitcoin, and we're going to look at a couple of other assets as well. Now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, I don't really see too clear of an opportunity for today, not going to lie. Today is Friday, which is like end of the week, and so far the price action has just been really choppy. We are supposed to look for some sort of a downside move. So the only thing that I would add, and I'm going to say this kind of like as just to kind of like fulfill a quota that I have to make a Bitcoin video, but I would try to avoid Bitcoin for today purely because, like, it's been pretty choppy. Now, if like this could kind of change if we get a candle close on a 1 hourly chart below 73,200. If we get this, then yeah, you know, there is a bearish setup possible. But overall, I don't think there's too much to see as far as Bitcoin is concerned, to be honest, because we have a couple of other assets that are a whole lot more clean, in the sense where if we just take a look at gold right here, we have a very clear order block on a 1 hourly. The 1 hourly is very clearly bullish. The daily is very clearly bullish, and there are some targets left behind. So with gold, it's as simple as coming back into here and looking for some sort of a pump towards the upside. And obviously you're going to want to look for this anytime between the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. New York later, because that's going to be the New York kill zone. So gold is one of them where, you know, the setup is just super clear. Now we've got Nasdaq as well, which is, you know, pretty decent as well, where you have a bullish daily bias, and in terms of the 1 hourly, you are very clearly in some sort of a bullish order block. So as long as this order block does not go, like, kind of get invalidated, Nasdaq is actually possible for some sort of trade right here, right now. But of course, ideally, by the time you watch this video, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. New York is going to be the place you want to be watching. Now, in terms of oil as well, you're going to have a very similar picture, right? Bearish order block with a bearish daily bias with an overall bearish order flow. Oil, you're going to be looking for continuation towards the downside. And you're starting to see a trend here where a lot of these Forex assets, or like just TradFi assets, are just a whole lot more clean and a whole lot more clear compared to Bitcoin, where, you know, with Bitcoin, it's clearly chopping. Like, that's what we can see clearly. But with these, they are clearly moving in a certain direction. And with that said, you have Euro as well. Now, Euro is going to be a little bit weaker compared to the 3 other assets that I just shared with you. So we're just going to write that off. Now, the reason why we're writing that off is because, well, we have better opportunities out here. It's not like we have to force, or like, okay, just because I like Euro, for example, does not mean that I have to force something on Euro. That's not the point of trading. The point of trading is to identify all of the highest kind of like probability trade ideas out there in the market for today. And if you can find those, then trade those, because no matter if the market goes up or down, as long as you pick the one that is actually giving you movement with a very clear entry so that you can take advantage of that movement, that is how you win in trading. That is how you make money. And with that said, though, if you do like the philosophy of how I do things, if you like the fact that, you know, I win quite a lot of trades and I lose relatively few, and you like how I have a very clear filter to the markets where I know exactly what I'm looking for, and when it happens, there's no hesitation. Trading always feels easy. If you would like to also achieve that for yourself, feel free to click the first link in the description box below, book in a call, and we'll just see how we can help, right? We're never going to like kind of pressure sell you anything. It's just a call, see if you're a good fit, and if we're able to help, we'll offer you something. If not, no pressure whatsoever. But now let's move into USD Canadian. This was a huge dump, and I'm talking huge because, like, basically the entire week's worth of pounds just got erased in a single day. With USD Canadian, you're going to look for this fair value gap to hopefully hold. If that doesn't, then you're going to have another fair value gap above there. But either way, you're just going to be looking for a 5-minute CISD towards the downside sometime during the New York session. But again, the trend with USD Canadian is very similar to Euro USD, where, like, if we take a look at Nasdaq, super clean. If we take a look at gold, super clean. If we take a look at oil, super clean. So those 3 would be the ones that I prioritize for today. But USD Canadian, Euro, kind of keep it in the back burner, not necessarily like kind of fully ignore it, but take a look at it every now and then. And as usual, if there are any entries that I find, if there are any entries that I am taking myself, then I'm going to post them onto X. So feel free to click the second, like just find my X down below. Feel free to follow me, turn on the notification bell. And also while you're at X, like go read through some of the articles that I read. Like I'm telling you guys, this is some proper value. So, but outside of that, it's been a good week so far. We had a trade on Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday. And overall, I'd say this is a pretty profitable week, at least for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on X, and also see you guys next week. Ciao, ciao.